Hey Gemini, come sit with me for a moment because I need to share something with you that the universe and God have been showing me in your energy. I know you have been going through something recently, and I want you to understand that when a door closes in your life, especially one that you thought was meant for you, it is not punishment. It is protection. God does not close doors to hurt you. He closes them because he sees what you cannot see yet. And he loves you too much to let you walk into something that would break your heart even more down the line. I pulled cards for you today, and I have to tell you, the message coming through is so clear and so loving. Before we dive into these 3 cards, I want you to take a breath and open your heart to receive what God is trying to tell you. Sometimes we fight against closed doors because we think we know what we need. But divine timing is real, and divine protection is even more real. What you are experiencing right now is not rejection. It is redirection. And I promise you, by the end of this reading, you are going to see why that closed door was actually the biggest blessing in disguise. Let me start by pulling the first card for you. In Gemini, I am already feeling the energy shifting here. The first card I am seeing in your reading is the High Priestess. Now, this is such a powerful card to come through first because the High Priestess is all about intuition, inner knowing, and the secrets that lie beneath the surface. God is showing me that you knew something was not right. Deep down in your spirit, you felt it. Maybe you ignored it because you wanted things to work out so badly. Maybe you convinced yourself that your intuition was wrong, that you were overthinking, that you should give it more time. But the High Priestess is here to tell you that your inner voice was correct all along. God gave you that feeling of unease, that whisper in your soul that said, "This is not it." And even though you might have pushed it away, he honored your intuition by closing that door for you. The High Priestess sits between 2 pillars, one light and one dark, and she represents the balance between what is seen and unseen. In your situation, Gemini, there was so much happening beneath the surface that you were not aware of. God saw the hidden truths, the concealed intentions, the things that were being kept from you. This door that closed, whether it was a relationship, a job opportunity, a friendship, or a situation you were really invested in, it had layers you did not have access to. And that is the divine mercy in all of this. You did not need to see every ugly detail to be protected from it. God simply said, "No, not this one." And he moved you out of the way before the full truth could devastate you. I also want to point out that the High Priestess is deeply connected to the divine feminine energy, to the moon, to cycles and seasons. This tells me that God is asking you to trust the timing of your life right now. Just because something ended does not mean you failed. Just because a door closed does not mean you are being left behind. You are in a season of intuition, of going inward, of learning to trust what you feel in your spirit over what you see with your eyes. God is developing your discernment right now, Gemini. He is teaching you to recognize when something looks good on the outside, but feels wrong on the inside. This is such an important lesson because it is going to protect you in the future from repeating the same patterns. The High Priestess also carries the energy of mystery and patience. She does not rush. She does not force. She waits for the right moment to reveal what needs to be revealed. And I feel like God is asking you to adopt this same energy. Stop trying to figure everything out right now. Stop trying to force open a door that he has clearly closed. Instead, sit in the stillness. Pray about it. Journal about it. Ask God to show you what you need to learn from this situation. Because I promise you, there is a lesson here that is going to change the trajectory of your life. You are being prepared for something so much bigger, so much better, so much more aligned with your true purpose. But you have to trust the process. You have to trust that God knows what he is doing even when it does not make sense to you yet. And here is the thing, Gemini. The High Priestess is also a card of hidden knowledge and spiritual awakening. God is not just protecting your heart. He is also elevating your spiritual awareness. You are being called to go deeper, to connect with him on a more intimate level, to seek his guidance before you make your next move. This closed door is an invitation to strengthen your relationship with God, to lean on his wisdom instead of your own understanding. When you do that, when you truly surrender and say, "Okay, God, I trust you even though this hurts," that is when the miracles start happening. that is when you start to see why he moved you out of that situation. That is when you realize that what you thought was the end was actually the beginning of something so much more beautiful. Now let me pull the second card for you. In Gemini, I am feeling so much hope coming through here. The second card is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, do you see what God is doing here? The Wheel of Fortune is one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck because it represents cycles, destiny, divine timing, and the turning of fate. This card is confirmation that what you just went through, that closed door, was not random. It was not bad luck. It was not you being punished. It was a necessary turn of the wheel. It was part of a bigger cycle that had to complete so that a new cycle could begin. The Wheel of Fortune teaches us that life moves in seasons. There are times of expansion and times of contraction. There are times when doors open easily and times when they slam shut. But here's the key, Gemini. Every turn of the wheel is guided by divine timing. God is the one turning the wheel. He is the one orchestrating the events of your life. And even when it feels like everything is falling apart, even when it feels like you are losing control, you are actually exactly where you were supposed to be. That door closed because the season for it was over. It had run its course. It had served its purpose. And now the wheel is turning in your favor. I want you to really sit with this because I know how hard it is to trust. When you are in the middle of a painful transition, but the Wheel of Fortune is literally telling you that your luck is about to change. The energy is shifting. What has been stuck is about to get unstuck. What has been closed is about to open. But it is not going to be the same door, Gemini. God is not reopening what he closed. He is opening something new, something better, something that is actually aligned with where you are headed, not where you have been. And that is the miracle. That is the blessing. That is why you had to let go of what was not meant for you, so that you could receive what is meant for you. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks to karma, and what goes around comes around. If you were treated poorly in that situation, if you were lied to, if you were disrespected or undervalued, please know that God sees it. He sees everything. And the wheel turns for everyone. What people do to others comes back to them. You do not have to seek revenge. You do not have to get even. You just have to trust that God is handling it. Your job is to focus on your own healing, your own growth, your own elevation. Let God deal with the people who hurt you. Let him close their doors and open yours. Because that is exactly what is happening right now. And I also want to talk about the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is a card of destiny and purpose. This means that everything you are experiencing right now is preparing you for your true calling. God is aligning you with your purpose, Gemini, and sometimes that requires him to remove things that are in the way. Maybe that door you are mourning was actually blocking your destiny. Maybe it was keeping you comfortable but not fulfilled. Maybe it was familiar but not healthy. And God, in his infinite wisdom, said, I love you too much to let you settle. So he closed that door, spun the wheel, and now you are on your way to something that is going to light you up from the inside out. I need you to hear this. The Wheel of Fortune promises that change is coming. Big change. Life-altering change. And it is going to be in your favor. But you have to be patient. You have to trust the process. You have to believe that God has not forgotten about you, that he is not punishing you, that he is actually setting you up for a major comeback. Keep your faith strong, Gemini. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep taking care of yourself. Because the wheel is turning, and when it stops, you are going to be standing in a completely different place than you are right now. A better place. A blessed place. A place that you could not have reached if that door had stayed open. All right. Let me pull the third and final card for you, and I already know this is going to bring it all together. The third card is the Four of Wands in Gemini. I could literally cry right now because this card is so beautiful. The Four of Wands is the card of celebration, stability, homecoming, and answered prayers. Do you understand what God is telling you? He is saying, yes, I closed that door. Yes, it hurt. Yes, you did not understand it at the time. But I closed it because I am building something for you. I am creating a foundation for you. I am preparing a celebration for you that is going to make all of this pain worth it. The Four of Wands shows four wands standing tall with a beautiful garland draped between them, and in the background there are people celebrating, dancing, and rejoicing. This card represents a milestone, a completion, a moment when everything comes together and you finally get to exhale. God is showing me that you have been through a really hard season, Gemini. You have been questioning everything. You have been wondering if you made the wrong choices, if you were on the wrong path, if you were ever going to find the happiness and peace that you were looking for. And the Four of Wands is here to tell you that yes, you are. Not only are you going to find it, but it is coming sooner than you think. This card is also deeply connected to home and belonging. Maybe that closed door was a relationship where you never truly felt at home. Maybe it was a job where you felt like an outsider. Maybe it was a friendship where you had to dim your light to fit in. Whatever it was not your true home. It was not where you belonged. And God knew that. So He closed that door to lead you to the place where you will feel truly celebrated, truly valued, truly seen for who you are. The Four of Wands promises that you are about to step into a space, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, where you feel like you can finally be yourself, where you do not have to prove anything, where you are loved and appreciated just as you are. I also want to highlight that the Four of Wands is a card of divine timing and perfect alignment. The four wands represent the four elements: earth, air, fire, water, all coming together in perfect balance. This tells me that everything in your life is about to align. The right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances, they are all coming together at the right time. You do not have to force it. You do not have to chase it. You just have to stay open and trust that God is orchestrating everything behind the scenes. He is lining up the dominoes, and when they start to fall, it is going to be amazing. Things are going to happen quickly. Things are going to click into place. And you are going to look back at that closed door and thank God that He loved you enough to shut it. The Four of Wands is also a card of gratitude and praise. God is asking you to start thanking Him now, even before you see the full manifestation of what He is doing. Thank Him for the closed door. Thank Him for the redirection. Thank Him for protecting your heart. Thank Him for loving you enough to say no to what was not for you, so that He could say yes to what is. When you shift into a posture of gratitude, you open yourself up to receive even more blessings. You align yourself with the frequency of abundance and celebration. And that is exactly where God is taking you, Gemini. So here's what I need you to understand. That door closed to protect you. It closed because God saw what you could not see. It closed because something better is on the way. And right now, you are in the space between what was and what will be. You are in the sacred pause. And I know it is uncomfortable. I know it is scary. I know you want answers right now. But this is where your faith is being built. This is where your trust is being tested. This is where you learn to let go of control and rest in the assurance that God has you. The High Priestess told you to trust your intuition and go inward. The Wheel of Fortune told you that the cycle is shifting in your favor. And the Four of Wands is promising you that celebration, stability, and homecoming are on the horizon. All three of these cards together are painting a picture of divine protection, divine timing, and divine reward. God closed that door because He is preparing something so much better for you. And when it arrives, you are going to understand why it had to happen this way. Before I close, I want to pray with you. God, I thank You for this beautiful Gemini soul. I thank You for loving them enough to close doors that would have led them into heartbreak. I thank You for protecting their heart, even when they did not understand. I thank You for the wisdom of the High Priestess, the turning of the Wheel of Fortune, and the celebration of the Four of Wands. I pray that You continue to guide them, comfort them, and remind them that You are working everything out for their good. Help them to trust You even when it is hard. Help them to see that closed doors are not rejections, but redirections. And help them to stay faithful as You prepare the blessings that are coming their way. In Your holy name, amen. Gemini, I hope this reading brought you peace and clarity. I hope you can feel the love that God has for you. That closed door was not the end of your story. It was just the end of a chapter that needed to close so a new one could begin. Keep your head up. Keep your faith strong. And know that something beautiful is on the way. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and let me know. And if you know another Gemini who needs to hear this, share it with them. Sending you so much love and light. God bless you.